If you take your love away from me, I'll go crazy. I'll go insane. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Stay focused. Can we talk for a minute? I just need to get this off my chest, honey. Hey, y'all. Okay. What are we talking about today? I'm going to talk about me losing my job and why it was a blessing in disguise and like what I'm doing with my life right now, basically. So, I cannot go into full details about the company that I worked for, nor do I want to. And I like some things are going to be very ambiguous because this company loves that kind of stuff. They love that word. I worked at a company and it was a mental health care company. And I left a really good job for this company because, as you all know, I am like a huge advocate for destigmatizing mental illnesses and like just being there for people who are struggling with mental illnesses, who are just struggling with trying to find support for their mental health. And I was attracted to this company because their mission statement aligned with my personal values, and I was super hype. I immediately connected. I connected with the CEO, their vision, and what they were really trying to do to just make mental health or like mental health services, therapy in particular, available for more people, you know? So I was just so connected with it. And when I first got the job, like, first of all, I thoroughly enjoyed working with most of the people that I worked with. Like the people that I worked with on a day-to-day basis, amazing. There are some amazing people that work for this company, and I would never have any ill word to say or to speak against the CEO, because I still feel like he has pure intentions, and I still feel like he is still personally aligned with the initial mission for the company, which is to really be there for people who are looking for mental health services, looking for therapy. So with that being said, the disconnect really started happening toward the end of last year, the beginning of this year. A lot of people on the team that I was working for started quitting, were either let go, and like people who directly hired me no longer work for the company, and new people started working for the company, specifically my department. And that's when the changes started happening. And I started realizing that some of these people, this is just my opinion, but I felt as though some of the newer people, middle management that this company had hired, were not truly aligned with the mission for mental health care. And I understand, like, business is business. Like, when you're working for corporations, it's not a nonprofit. Y'all know I run a nonprofit. I get that. I know you have to make money, but like money shouldn't be the forefront. Technology shouldn't be the forefront when you're dealing with people's mental health. Okay. Like, there's some things that you just have to give people grace for. Especially when you're dealing with people who are struggling and need to connect with a therapist. Like, it was just so frustrating. Like, the compromises I was having to make, just like personally and morally, it was affecting my productivity. And I was just not happy. It got to the point where one time I just had such a breakdown, and I called my mom. I was in tears. I was so frustrated. And I was like, if you don't come over here, I worked remote. And I told my mom, I was like, if you don't get over here in like the next hour, I will no longer be here. And I have not had those type of thoughts of unaliving myself in so long. And I'd be damned if I let a job put me back into a mental hospital because I wanted to get rid of myself. Like, that is, y'all, it was just so bad. Toward the end of my 2 weeks before they let me go, I had an appointment with my OBGYN because I'm supposed to be having therapy due to some things relative to my endometriosis and PCOS. Totally different subject. But I went in there for a consultation for my surgery. And literally my doctor was like, first of all, I'm not approving you for surgery. He was like, your blood pressure is so freaking high. I want to admit you into the hospital. And literally I stayed in that. He really wanted to put me in the hospital. And I was just like, no, just like, give me a second. So like, I stayed at that hospital, or I stayed at the doctor's office, and he just sat and talked to me and was like, first of all, I love my OBGYN. Dr. Hugh Bailey, he's in Alabama. Love him so much. And he was just like, a job isn't worth this. He was like, you are so stressed. He was like, you wonder why you can't get your hormones and all of these other things in control. And it starts with your mental health. And he was like, and you know all of this. He was like, you are so stressed. He was like, you are not healthy. And I was so scared to let go of this job because it paid very well. And it was the most money I've ever made with in a position before. And like, the perks, the benefits were just incredible. And so when I had the meeting with my team lead, and they told me that they were going to, that we agreed to go our separate ways, it was like a ton of bricks were just lifted from my shoulders, and I just felt free. I felt so free. Because I was too scared to part ways. So I got a little severance pay, paid a couple of bills, okay? And it gave me enough time to really rest. So I've been in my soft girl resting era because I deserved it. And not only that, but I needed it. Working in a toxic, positive environment is so detrimental to your health because you deal with a lot of gaslighting. And for so long, I've struggled with like, what is gaslighting? Like, what's the difference between gaslighting and lying? No, I get it now. I mean, it would just be like things that were out of my control, and things that like the actual company, like issues that they had that were their problems that they needed to fix. And instead it was like thrown onto me and other people on my team as if it was our fault and like we were doing something wrong. And it's like, no, like the infrastructure of this company, like the things that y'all are focused on are not necessities, and the things that need work, instead you just want to blame it on us, and we're like the scapegoat. So it was a lot of gaslighting and a lot of toxic positivity. Like, y'all, that is toxic positivity. I get it now. That is not the type of work. I feel like that might be worse than a hostile work environment, because people like, yeah, and smelly, and oh, I want to get to know everything about you, and oh, we really care about you, and oh, like all that BS. For somebody, I'm very blunt. Okay, I'm very blunt. I like to get to the point. And when it comes to like mental health, oh, I'm real serious about it. And I'm not saying that this company isn't serious about it, but the people that I encountered, primarily management, they were just so fake, so fake. And I don't feel like they had the best intentions for the clients. Okay. I mean, I would go into specifics, but I don't think I can really, honestly. But as an advocate for mental health care and accessible mental health care, and just being an advocate for like marginalized communities, and just being the founder of Self-Care Not Selfish, I had to come out and just give my little two piece on my camera keeps moving. Give my two piece and my experience, and like my experience was working for a technology-based mental health company. I just find it very fascinating, and it's a big oxymoron that like I worked for a mental health care company that was so detrimental to my mental health. Ridiculous. Like before this job, I worked in education tech, and I was not over here trying to unalive myself. And also, I just feel like and it's so crazy because I really feel like the CEO of this company is on the spectrum and is neurodivergent, and the people that have been hired in middle management are borderline discriminatory against people who are neurodivergent. And that's just from my experience, and it's so disheartening. And like I said, it breaks my heart to see that newer people who have joined this company are not really personally aligned with the overall mission. And you don't play with people's mental health. You don't play with it. Lola Brooks. Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. And I just feel like a lot of the people that have just newly been hired are there for a really good salary because they pay very well. And that's just how I feel. So with all that being said, I have been unemployed for like a month now, and it has been amazing. I have so much rest. I've been able to breathe, and just like, I did accept a new job today, and it's just like a little basic job just to get some income coming in. And I just really want to focus on my nonprofit. I want to focus on my nonprofit, and I just want to be happy in my life. I refuse to put stress before my health again. I refuse to put stress. I refuse to put a job over my nonprofit again. I never had any time to continue to improve my nonprofit, to work within my nonprofit. Like, so many opportunities were available this spring and this summer, and I just did not have the bandwidth to participate. And I don't regret it, but I was disheartened. Let's just I'll put it that way. So I'm excited. I, got this job so that I can really sew into my nonprofit, so that I can make sure that I'm constantly keeping it up and running. And, I'm still looking for that job, the career that I really, really want. And until then, I will work this little, and I don't want to say little, but I'll work this, job in the interim, to keep me going. And I'm just grateful to God for everything that He's blessed me with. I'm grateful that my bills have been paid during this rest era. I'm grateful for the opportunity to work for that company, because I did learn a lot about insurance. That's a scam. That's a scam. Okay. The U.S. really got us up with this insurance. Okay. All of them. They all scams. It's trash. The way that these insurance companies be nitpicking to deny claims so that you owe them money, it's a scam. Like, oh my gosh. But I'm glad that I had the opportunity to work this position so that I can see how to navigate through insurance. And when people do reach out to me for a consultation, to try to find, a psychiatrist or a therapist. Like, I can really work with them and kind of understand their insurance plan better. And I gained a lot of knowledge from this position. So I am grateful for that. And I wouldn't do anything differently. Things come and go. I know who I am. I know what purpose God has for me in this land of the living. Okay, get into it. And my camera is tripping. And I just look forward to what he has planned for me I'm going to have to get off camera because this is like really irritating me. I was watching, I'm going to say this and I'm going to go. I was watching the interview with Amanda Seales and Tabitha Brown, and it was so good. And Tabitha said that she was going through a time in her life where she was really sick, unhealthy, and really struggling with her job, just wasn't happy. And this is going to be the death of me. Oh my God, I need a new ring light. I think I broke this one. And she said that she went into her bathroom. I'm still moving. It's bothering me so bad. Okay, let me do this. She went into her bathroom and she looked at herself in the eyes and she said that she told God, she said, if you heal me, if you heal my body, I will give you my all. You can have my life. I'll give you all to me. And from that moment on, she watched the documentary about What the Hells, decided to do the vegan challenge for 30 days, then decided to, and then after doing the 30-day vegan challenge, she decided to turn it into her lifestyle. And she's been vegan ever since then. And after the 30-day, after making the decision to become vegan, God told her to just start making videos about what she's eating. And she was like, nah, I'm not doing that. Like, that's stupid. I ain't got no followers. Like, I'm an actress. Like, nah, I'm not doing that. And he was like, you told me that if I healed you, you would be obedient. And she's like, you're right. And she started making them videos. And the rest is history. Everybody know who Tabitha Brown is. So, like, that was just, it was inspirational for me because I feel like I'm in that season, I'm just like here. I'm flowing. I'm a Pisces. That's what I do. I'm flowing in the will of God. And whatever he has for my life, I'm down for it. Like, I'm really sick and tired of trying to control my life. I've fucked it up every chance that I've had. And so now, like, let his will be done. Like, real talk. And yeah, that's how I'm feeling. So yeah. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to check out my website, selfxcare.org. If you need help finding mental health resources, hit me up. Please understand that because I believe in God, I never will push my beliefs onto you. It's not like that. I'm just here to help you. I love all my people. I love everyone. Check me out on selfxcare.org and we can connect that way. Or you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and I'm also on Twitter. So until next time, stay safe, peace and prosperity.